Ooh, baby. What's up, people? What's up? It's all good in the hood. Yeah. Let's get started. Started. Yeah, baby. What's up, man? What's up? Franco Wade in the house. Red Bill in the house. Rick Moss is in the house. Hey! Yeah. Guys, y'all been watching. We got things going on. This weekend was nuts. What's up, guys? What's up? So, we had a long weekend this weekend. By the way, today is my birthday. I am 55 years old today. 55. Yeah, I'm old. I'm not going to try to lie and say I'm 55 years young, but it's a happy birthday day for me. Um, and we had a lot going on. We started out Thursday about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we went till like 1 in the morning, and then we shifted to Friday. We started about 11 or so, and we went to about midnight. So that's a lot of hours building a big old subwoofer enclosure for one of my good friends named Chris. He's also one of our teammates on Team Savage Sounds. And we had a really good time doing it. Built him a really cool enclosure for my pullouts, my subwoofers that were in the Tahoe, the version 1 Slapz Oblivions. They are now in his Cadillac Escalade. I have 3 of the 4 version 2 sitting in my living room right now, and there'll be a video coming up where I'm unboxing them. And let me tell you ahead of time, they are some beefy subs. I mean, significantly different in a bunch of ways. So you guys are going to get to see that pretty soon. We got there's a whole lot of stuff coming, guys. A whole lot of stuff coming. I was so busy Friday, I completely forgot to run a live. I was going to pull it outside if we were still out there, and I was just caught up in what we were doing and totally forgot about it. But that whole storyline is going to be playing out uh, over the next few weeks, I guess. And who is this messaging me? Okay. Um, so, yeah, that whole storyline is going to be playing out over the next few weeks alongside getting the Tahoe finished up and ready to run. And I got some cool stuff that's going to happen to it, guys. You're going to get a kick out of this. Um, I have a, do I have it handy? That's the question. That is the question. I have somewhere. Oh, that's right. I made a folder. I made a folder. Yes, I did. I made a folder. This kind of will give you a sort of an idea of, well, where did the hell did it go? Because things just don't go where I put them, and that's unfortunate. Um, okay, we're getting somewhere. Hang on, I'm going to show you kind of what this is. It's not a great render. It really isn't a great render, but it is better than my drawing. But I'm going to show you kind of what's going to be happening sort of in the Tahoe. Let me switch over here to this thingamajigger. We're going to do this. What we're going to do? What are we going to do? Hold on. All right, let's see. Hopefully we don't break this. Last time Bobby broke it. There we go. We got our audio back because that's a thing. And this is essentially what we're going to be doing in the Tahoe. Basically, with the exception that this gray carpet here is going to be, it's not going to be carpet, it's going to be fur, and it's going to be much, much shaggier. So this is the look I'm going for, essentially. And what's funny is the quote unquote Slapz subs that the AI created for me look a lot more like the current Oblivions than they do like the version ones. They look a lot like the current Oblivions. The logo is wrong, of course, but that's about the right portions of everything. Those things are absolute monsters, the current subwoofers are. Let me see here. If I go over here, and I'm so bad at this. And like I said, Bobby usually breaks it when he wants me to go look at his pictures he sends me, and then I end up losing audio and things go completely chaotic for like a half an hour. But I'm getting better at figuring out how to fix it at least. Let's see what's going on in here in the house. Franco Quaid said, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" He said, "Slap that like button." I 100% agree with the slapping of the like button. If you haven't already, do it. It looks like that. Just click that thing, makes everything better. And the happy birthday man can be happy birthday-ized with the like button. Show the love and the like. Car audio obsessed. And sir, every time I look at over emails, we had communications, and he set up a deal for me to go, going to be on his show, and I was going to do it, and I still want to do it, but I'm not right in the head. You have to understand this. My brain does not work like a normal human being brain, or even like an abnormal human brain. It doesn't even work like an animal brain. I'm not even sure what my brain does. I really ain't, but my sleep habits are really weird, and I have a hard time sleeping sometimes, so I end up sleeping in really odd times of the day. And setting up an appointment can be difficult for me. So your best bet, if you want to line up with my schedule, is to hit me up on a Friday evening so I can do a show prior to your show. Or you can do a show. We can do a show with you prior to my live. I'll be awake and alert at that time. Any other day, it's all over the place. I have my schedule set to where I'm always around on the Fridays and Sundays. So that would be the best day is a Friday or a Sunday before my show. So Friday, like 7 or something like that, 6, whatever, 5 even. That's the kind of time frame we have to work on. And then you'll have to remind me in case I forget. But yeah, sorry. I'm just telling you the honest to God truth, man. I feel bad about missing that. So I really feel bad about it. And just wanted you to know that I wasn't intentional. I'm just a complete train wreck. And that's honest to God truth. Um, so just wanted you to know that. Franco Quaid said, happy birthday. Rick Ross, happy birthday. Car Audio Obsessed, happy birthday. Yeah, baby, I can't drive 55. No. No, I drive about 50 because I'm an old man. Red Pill. See what he said. Help. Red Pill said, stream started just as I finished the most recent video. Thumbs up to Gary. Did not know he used to be a plumber in his past life. You see that? There you go, bitch. I'm still a plumber. Oh man, y'all ain't even right, dude. I try to keep the cameras, the thing. It doesn't always work because I just, yeah. Anyway, see, that wasn't my most recent video though. That video was not the one that I just put up yesterday or today, this morning, this afternoon. This afternoon's video was the most recent video. Bobby B said, yo. That means happy birthday. That means a lot of stuff. Yo is a universal phrase, man. Joe Berserker. Seen Savard has a sale on their rap line, probably a new version coming out. Just a guess. That's interesting. It's an interesting observation. I'll have to look into that. Jason, what's up, everyone? What's up, Jason? Uh-oh. Look at what? Rick Ross said, what's up, Jason? Mr. Gary, you are some kind of influence. Got a bunch of Slapz gear coming on Tuesday. Alan worked with me. Going to be a Slapz poster child. Son, I'm going to tell you, I just, I, I, I've had so much incredible luck with Slapz. I don't even know. It's just good stuff, man. It's good equipment and it does the job and the price is right. I mean, what else can you ask for? You can't, I don't know. Do I want it gold plated? Well, there's not going to be gold plated. If you want equipment that's going to be efficient, sound good, work well, and continuously work well, and be reliable and not cost you a ridiculous amount of money, then that's Slapz. It's just, that's it. I don't know what to say. You know what? I could. Y'all want me to do? Oh my God, do I want to do this? I think I want to bite off more than I can chew because that thing's heavy. I have an idea. We'll go down the comments first, and we'll get to that in a minute. I might have to think about this. So I don't know if I want to do this or not. I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm thinking about it. Hang on. Let's see here. All right, boss man. El Fuego from the Pacific Northwest. El Fuego! Oh, shit. It's on fire. Cardio Obsessed getting all the interviews. Hey, man, if you do it right, you attract other people. That's the thing. Doing it right is doing it right. And the man does it right. So I appreciate it. Yo, okay. All right. I got an idea. I got a really stupid ass idea. And I do mean a stupid ass idea. So I need y'all to vote on whether you want me to see me. Yeah, Franco Quaid said, I want to see it. You son of a bitch. Vote on whether I do the stupid ass idea or not. So It's a yay for do the stupid ass idea or a nay for don't. We'll let that roll for a few minutes and see how it turns out. You got to vote though, because I mean I want to find out what y'all want me to do. I want to hear it. I want to see it in writing. I'm not going to just jump in the boat. I want to see it in writing. Franco Quade's already spitting it out. I came in spitting info. Hell yeah, man. I'm not telling you what it is I'm going to do. You got to vote for it without knowing. But I'll give you a hint. Oh, well, shit. All right, you guys had to be patient then. This is going to get bonkers. I'll be right back.
It's the secret, it's the moment when everything happens. Contact is the motion, it's the reason when everything happens. Contact, let's make contact. Three, two, one. It's the secret, it's the moment when everything happens. Contact, it's the answer, it's the reason why every...
This thing is huge. Give me a minute to get my head together. All right, let me grab my camera controller thingamajigger. Camera control. Camera control. Camera control. Okay, Ernie. That's good. You can go back in the back now and get back and relax. This is one tired old man. But this the hell's that noise? I think I'm too close to the magnet, and I just pissed off my pacemaker. But so I can't get close to this magnet. I can't even move this thing. Oh my God. That was tiring. Look at this. Look at this, guys. See this thing? Shit. Yeah. It's huge. It weighs like 60 freaking pounds. And it's huge. These new Oblivion version 2s are huge. Um, yeah, I set the alarm off on my machine over there that monitors my pacemaker right here. And because I was too close to this magnet, and it was like, I don't know, a foot away from me. There's a lot of motor force in these. There's a tremendous amount of magnetism in these. Wow, I haven't done that before. Let's see. I get the camera down here a little lower. Hang on. Look at this. This is the magnet on the back of this thing. That's my drink cup. Okay, look. It's side by side. That's my drink cup. All right. Here's a pack of cigarettes. There's a freaking comb. Everybody has one of these. Look at this. It's huge, guys. It's huge. The pole vent, look at this. 2 fingers. Easy go in here, side to side. Massive pole vent, massive pin vents all the way around. Extreme cooling, extreme motor force. The Spider is bigger. It's got higher folds. Let me back up a little bit. The foam roll is much bigger. Compare it to a pack of smokes. I don't know if you can do that or not. That foam roll is like 3/4 of the width of this cigarette pack. It's big. It's thick. It's heavy. The box weighed like 60 pounds, and the packaging it come with is really, really good. I mean, like, I want to tell you, no kidding, the way this was packaged was better than about any other subwoofer I've ever seen from anybody. The cardboard box included a bunch of closed cell, that black closed cell foam, form fitted for the motor and the top, and extra thick corrugated cardboard sandwich. The thing is packed like a freaking dream. It's a really, really nice setup for any price. I mean, this is a $500, $600 subwoofer all day long. Higher than that. If you bought this from some places, you'd be paying $900 for this subwoofer. So you're getting a really, really good, solid, monstrous subwoofer for just a high budget price. You know, like that. I forgot what the price is right now, but you're getting a lot of sub for a very, very good price. I've got to put this away, so bear with me a second. I got to get it away from my chest. I don't want that stupid alarm going off again. Ah. Ah. Whew. You sit right there by Bones. It's okay, Bones. It won't bite you. Holy shit. Whew. That was a terribly stupid idea. Okay. All right. Okay. I need some love for that one, guys. That has me tired, and I've already eaten, which means my body doesn't work. Um, Joe Berserker said, "Let's see, let's get it started. Let's see Gary get retarded up in here. Hell yeah, dude, send it." Bobby B started a kirking, a curting, a curting. I like being a curted. I love it. Let's see. Oh, Franco said, "I know what it is." Um, that's some funny stuff. Yeah, scary. Yeah, I agree. That's scary. I haven't pissed that thing off before. Uh, oh, dude. Yeah, no. What it'll do is it'll if it's like getting ready to. It's a pacemaker and it's also a defibrillator. So yeah, when the guys put the paddles on your ass and go clear, it'll do that. And then I'll just kind of go all stiff and fall over on the floor, and you guys be trying to figure out how to call my wife to let her know I'm dead. Good times. Dude, I don't know. It's. I mean, just visually, it's at least 10 inches plus. It is ginormous. It's significantly bigger than the version ones, and yeah, crazy stuff. Car audio obsessive. That's what she said. She did. She did. Bobby, CAE on a DSP RCA output. Can you use a half for a sub channel instead of 7/8? Okay, let me reread this and make sure I'm understanding. I think what you're saying is can you split up a left and right channel and use one for a sub output and the other for something else? Sometimes. Some DSPs will let you actually. You should be able to, as long as you can set the crossover point for each individual channel, not just for pairs. And I think that's the case. There's no reason why you can't do that. No. In fact, it really wouldn't affect anything that I'm thinking about it. Time alignment is independent. EQ is independent. Yeah, there's no reason why that wouldn't work. The only thing the only thing that would mess up potentially is sometimes there's a sub level in the DSP, like an extra level to adjust your sub. That level may not be tied to it. I don't know if you can reassign that channel to be tied to the subwoofer. Then it should work for that too. So yeah, I can't see any reason why that wouldn't work. It's designed to work on anything that's labeled subwoofer, and you could technically run 8 subwoofers and all of them DSP differently. So yeah, that should be no problem. Jason said, yeah. Yep. Same thing I said. Cool. Franco Quaid. You have to do an unboxing. I've already got an unboxing videoed. I haven't edited it. I've been busy. We videoed. I'll tell you what. When we did the shots, the video that you guys saw, the ones that actually saw my last video, when you guys saw that, in between the second day, in the middle of the second day, we all came inside. When we got done putting the baffle on, before you see the shot where the wires are sticking out of the box, before that, but after we were screwing on the baffle, I brought everybody inside and broke bread. We had what the hell did we have? We had lasagna. We had lasagna and garlic bread and stuff, and we all kicked back in there and talked and broke bread and had fun, talked, hung out and ate. And while we were doing that, after the meal, we did unbox this one. This subwoofer I had to go in there and dig it back out of the box a minute ago, but we unboxed this and I recorded that on video. So that video was going to be it happened at the same time as the second day of the build for the big 415 box. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Still got to put it together, and I may have to add some other bits and pieces to make it work out. But I got some good footage of the unboxing, so it'll all be coming up. Yes. Joe says, Slapz Oblivion V2 major win. Son, you have no idea. You really have no idea until you have one of these things sitting on a table in front of you. You just don't get it. I mean, I know there's a lot of subs out there that are a lot more massive than this, but this thing is all you want to pick up, and it is a beast all in itself. X-Men 301, welcome. What are the specs on the V2s? How conservatively? They're very conservatively rated. I would say that they're an easy 3,000 watt RMS sub. They're rated at 2,000 watts RMS. Let me adjust my camera before I dismiss it because I'm all messed up because I did stupid things. We all do stupid things. We'll leave it there. That works. Okay, I can work with that. Now I'll dismiss that adjustment thing, get rid of this, get rid of that, so I can get my cheat sheets up here. Yeah, they're rated at 2,000 watts RMS, very conservatively, and we're pretty sure they're going to be able to handle 3,000 watts RMS without too much of an issue. I'm going to go up in here and get the subwoofers pulled up, see, so I can have the spec sheet handy. As I was talking to Alan about them. So yeah, these are $314 a piece. And if you use my discount code CAE, you can save 10% and knock $32 off of that. So that gets you down into the twos. They are some nasty subs. Is it the V2 4 ohm and not have the 2 ohms? I don't have the 4 ohms. I have 4 of the 4 ohms. So I want to pull those up specifically. The specs won't always be identical from 2 ohm to 4 ohm. All right, so just so I didn't mess up, of course, we got a 4-inch, 4-layer, black coated voice coil, 4 inches, 4 layers. When you look at that voice coil, my buddy Chris kept looking at it saying, "Are you sure that looks like a 5 or a 6-inch coil?" I said, "No, it's a 4-inch coil." It does look really big. It's a beefy coil. That being 4 layers and black coated. Pressed paper cone with a hard plastic dust cap. And the dust cap is bigger and it's stiffer. The surround is bigger. The X-Max is longer. The Spider has a taller ridge to it. It's going to have more throw. High roll foam surround. 300 ounce Y35 triple stack magnets. And a double layered Nomex spider pack. Dual tensile leads, 6 gauge push terminals. It says the weight is 49 pounds. That is not correct. Is this the version 2? Yeah. I think it's closer to 60 pounds. So then the overall diameter is 15.5, and the baffle cutout is 13.86. And for anybody who's cutting these things and putting them in, the baffle cutout, cut a baffle for just shy of 14 inches. I mean, mark it out at 14 inches and then cut inside the line just barely. You want to be between 13.75 and 14 inches is where it's at. And I mean, when I say 14 is pretty much perfect, you want a tight 14 when you cut it. 10.2 inch mounting depth, which is more than it was before. And 31 hertz FS, which is lower than it was before. 0.63 QTS means it's not too far off from being able to play infinite baffle. Let's see what else. 29.17 BL. That's a nice high BL. That's a lot of motor force. That's the important number. 31 millimeters of X max. Suggested ported box is 3.3 to 3.9 cubic feet, which is a narrower band of than the version one. The version one was like 3.25 to 4. This one is 3.3 to 3.9. And my box is running around the 3.35, 3.4, something like that. So I built when I on the Oblivion version one. After a lot of research and digging, and also modeling, we discovered that the smaller the enclosure, the recommended enclosures, is better if you're going to run a lot of power on that sub. If you're going to run its RMS or higher, um, you definitely want to err on the small end of the box size options. So around 3.25 to 3.5 cubic feet. Um, and I'm assuming that this one's going to be similar. And of course, this box that I built for the version ones is just perfect for the box for the version twos as well. So that's a cool thing. They need require the same amount of airspace. But the suggested port tuning is 28 to 33, and I'm tuned to like 26. So I think we're money shot. I think it's a money shot. I'm very happy about it. Jason said, just move that sub from one room to the other each day. Your daily workout. Dude, just thinking about moving that damn sub is a workout. It sitting on top of the subwoofer over there, the top of that sub comes up to the middle of Bones' body over there. Let's see. Hold on a minute. I'll show you guys. It's like, look at it. It's huge. The thing is huge. Bones is terrified. You can't see it because he doesn't have any facial muscles left, but he has a terrified look on his face. I'll assure you. 2,000 watt. Yeah, that's what it's rated for. Franco Quaid said, "Thank you, Sam. Can you use channel 1 and channel 2 instead of channel 7 and 8?" Yeah, sure. You can split those channels up any way you want to. Some DPSs, honestly, you can basically use any channel for anything. Most of the time, you could use channel 1 for your front right channel, and channel 3 for your front left channel, and channel 7 for your center channel, and then channel 2 for your, yeah, you can go all over the place. Having them in some kind of order that makes sense is mainly there so that you can keep track of what the hell's doing what, But whatever channel you assign to being a subwoofer is going to get that subwoofer control level in their DSP. So technically you can, I don't know if it'll allow you to do more than one channel as a subwoofer. I think it does 2. Do a sub right and a sub left. But it all depends on the specific DSP, how that works. Let's see here. Yep. 30 more ounces of motor. Whew. And by the way, today we had the version 1's playing 22 hertz at 142.5 decibels in there in the back of his Cadillac. So we hit a 147.5. That's the max that we saw. We only messed with it for about 20 minutes. We were out there just quickly messing around because I was just eating my birthday meal that my wife made. So we were doing some quick testing, and we saw a 147.5 on very conservative amp settings, and at 43 hertz with the door open with the door opposite the meter open. And then we dropped it down to 22 hertz, and we hit a 142 point something at 22 hertz, and it was not unloaded. That box is hellacious. It's really good. That box is stupid good. I my designer, uh, the mad scientist, is pretty sure that it's going to be able to play down to 19 hertz and not unload. So that's not even start to unload. So that's going to be a nasty, windy box. And we were getting a lot of wind. Like I said, you guys, yeah, I did have some of that video. I had some of that on there last night. So if you watched that video, you saw there's a little bit of air moving. Mind you, his gains aren't set. The amp is turned up to a point where it's not clipping, but it's nowhere near clipping. It's like very conservative. There's a whole lot left in that. I think we're going to be able to get a 50 out of that without even having to do any roof work in that thing. So it's playing stupid low and loud, and which is exactly what I wanted. And the most important metric that was to be met was met with spades because he smiles from ear to ear. He's smiling like Cheshire Cat, perma smile, and that makes me very happy. Um, Bobby B said, yeah, he said do that stuff. Let's see what else is going on here. Everybody's trying to pitch in and help with those questions. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Thoughtful, helpful, respectful. I couldn't ask for a better crowd of people. Um, let's see here. The prices. Yes, I did drop that price. I'm just going down through here and looking at the stuff. And the price for the 15 dual 4 15 is $314 minus 10% for using discount code CAE at checkout. So after my code, they're less than $300. And these are a solid $600 subwoofer. Solid $600 subwoofer. They could probably go higher than that. The entry level subs. Yeah, this is the current entry level sub. Yeah, ain't that some shit? The entry level sub just set off my freaking beeper. Yeah, it's an absolute beast, and we're not even talking about the SmackDowns. And actually, SmackDown isn't the highest level sub; it's the primary high level line. In fact, I'm not even sure if they're going to continue the Neos, but do have Neos also. Um, that's the highest level, but SmackDown's it's probably going to be. Now there is another line that's in the works that's going to be a budget line. It's still going to be giving you a whole lot for your money. So if you want to know what that line's going to look like, just kind of look at the high-end Hyanka line. Look at the way they're made, power ratings, all that kind of stuff. That's about the same bracket that they're going to be in. But I think they're going to be even better sub than them. They're going to be close. The price is going to be good, and they're going to be the straight budget line. The Oblivion will be the center line, and then the SmackDown will be the high line. So that's not happening anytime in the immediate future, but it is coming in the future. So just throwing that out there. Thank you, Joe Berserker. Small enclosure gives you better call control. Yeah. It's I like to play lower than my port is tuned, so the more restriction, the better typically. Because I do stupid shit, and smaller chambers tend to help a little bit with those. Chris has a Sundown Full Bridge. I believe, yeah, it's an SFB 8K on his subs on the forum. He's got the perfect amount of power. He needs a new battery, and we're working on that. You guys, the next video coming out, you'll see it. You'll learn about this whole plan. You'll get to see Chris's build, everything in it, and see what I'm planning on doing. And he doesn't know yet, so there's that. I've noticed smaller size port enclosures do reduce the ringing or decay. I've noticed smaller size ported enclosures do reduce ringing or decay. gives a tighter, cleaner sound. Good for SQ. You lose a little output on the bottom end, though. Generally speaking, there's a sweet spot, and you have to. Okay, it's always about compromises, but there's also the magic spot. That's what she said. There's also the magic spot, and that's getting between cone control and so all right. Let me get this phrased right. I got to get my head in the right space. I'm still suffering from the magnetic field of that subwoofer being in my face. Um, that thing, dude. I'm like this far away from that thing, and it set off it made my thing start beeping at me. It scared the shit out of me. My doctor told me that this thing can actually beep in my chest too. It can actually make a beeping sound in my chest, which think about how weird that would be. Um, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah. So if your chamber is too big, your lows are going to play well, really well, but your power handling is going to go down, and you're going to lose cone control. If the chamber is too small, you're going to gain a lot more cone control for high power applications. Play highs better, but you're going to lose the low frequency. Finding that spot between those two is a magical spot, and this is where a good designer is separated from an okay designer. An okay designer will get you in the ballpark. A good designer will hit the G spot perfect and give you the perfect sweet spot. And that's why you have to pay often for good designs, because that person's taking the time to rein it in to that perfect shot so that the sub has got the right amount of control but still can extend low. You get lucky with it sometimes. Sometimes you just ballpark it and you go bam and you hit the target. Everybody has a good day. The vast majority of the time you're going to get close, and it's not quite going to be what you're looking for. It'll still be okay, but not perfect. So yes, that is definitely a thing, man. And by default, if you're designing and you don't want to pay someone to do it, or you don't want to buy expensive software, or you don't want to do any of those things, but you still always err on the side of smaller. Smaller is going to be safer. Err on the side of the smaller chamber, and you're going to end up with a sub that sounds great, probably still plays lows pretty good, has good control, it's not going to break, it's going to be consistent and nice. When you go to getting into the big chambers, you have to cut power. You have to, set up a filter to keep from playing stupid lows. You have to do a lot of little things to make that work. So it's not always ideal. But you don't want to go too small, or then you end up with a sub that just won't do crap. It sounds like a freaking mid. Like I said, it's a tough thing. Jason said I would assume the smaller volume can also reduce excursion somewhat. Absolutely, it sure can. It depends on your motor force, though, Jason. If you've got a subwoofer that has a lot of motor force, like a tremendous amount of motor force, it can basically overcome the chamber size completely. Like some of the really, really, really stupid sundown subs, you can't stop that thing from moving. You just can't. It's going to move. Now, where the problem will come in, though, is how much of that can the cone take? Because every time that cone is trying to compress that airspace that can't be compressed, that motor's saying, we're going this way, and the air's saying, no, you're not. Well, they're tug of warring with the spider, with the surround, and with the cone in between them. The cone's trying to resist because the air's holding it back, and the motor's trying to pull it. And then you end up tearing the surround, ripping the cone off of the sub. I've seen all that kind of stuff done. So that's where the problem comes in. No matter how much motor force you have, there's only so much that rope can take. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. But if you're pushing things to the mechanical limits, yeah, okay. I haven't tested that, just heard it. And it's 100% correct. All of that's correct. It's figuring out where. It's not. The statement's 100% true. It's it's figuring out when it applies and how much it applies. That's the thing you have to keep moving forward with learning. You know what I'm saying? It's true though. It's 100% true. It's just like compressing anything. If you've ever blown up an air mattress, it don't take no pressure to blow up an air mattress. You know, it's easy to blow up an air mattress. And if you put a fat girl on an air mattress, it's going to get a lot harder to blow it up. Uh, yeah, I know. I did just say that. Uh, let's see. Fat girls need love too, man. Um, so that's where we are right now. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up. Is it? I wonder if it's done uploading. Let me go check. Because we are at 92%. I'm close. It's getting close. But yeah, we worked hard on that. Put in a ton of work yesterday trying to get him set up. And right now he's running 2 AGM batteries. One of them is he's pretty sure is junk, but I don't know. I haven't tested it separate. He's got them on bus bars. And I didn't want to disassemble his bus bar setup to test it, but I don't trust those bus bars. And you'll see the bus bars in this upcoming video. I don't trust them. I don't know why, but I just don't trust them. The batteries are AGM batteries. They're supposed to be pretty good batteries. I don't really recognize the name brand, but it's an AGM battery, and that chemistry just doesn't lend itself well to the stuff that we do. So we're going to do something different. Something different. What's up, man? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thank you. And guys, if you're ever confused, I go by Gary or Shane. I primarily go by Gary. I have myself listed as Shane on Facebook because the people that I grew up with called me Shane in my early years. I stopped going by Shane in my 20s, and I started going by Gary. And so whenever I set up my Facebook page, I had to put both in there so people would know who the hell I was because they know me by one name. So that's why I have 2 names. And Gary is my first name. Shane is my second name. But I've always went by Shane as a kid, and I've gone by Gary as an adult. I will answer to either of those, and also old guy, basehead guy, asshole guy, CAE, caraudioenthusiast. I'll answer to just about anything. Pretty much. No. It's no bad. I just wanted to let people know because I get that a lot. They're like confused. Is it Gary or is it Shane? I say yes, but I prefer Gary. So if you want to go with my preferred name, I prefer Gary. But I'll answer to either, and I don't take offense at all. No problem. But in the process of editing, I spent last night, this morning, I've over the last 2 days, I've spent like 13 hours of editing videos and about 16 hours of building. And I'm tired. Today's the birthday. But we are here for the Sunday show for what it is. I went and got that big ass subwoofer and brought it to the house and set off my beeper. And for you guys, it's good times all around. I'm gonna set the camera up on it here in a minute. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit better because I got it over there where it's not, murdering me. Give me a second. Let's see here. Yeah, y'all can see it over there. Let me pull my camera controller back up. See if I can tweak it, hook it to an amp. No, not right now. It's all the zoom I got. That is a 15-inch sub. To give you an idea how huge that is. So let me go over here and put a known entity down here. There's a pack of cigarettes sitting beside that. So, you can judge by that just how stupid big that magnet is. It is large. No, there's never a dull moment. What the hell would that be? Okay. We'll have to cover that question. It's fun. We have fun. We have fun here. This is what we do. Let me see here if I can get. Well, okay, so let's pull these up on here. Damn, that thing's big. I'm just looking at it in the camera. It's not big. It's more imposing in person. It's really strange, but it's still big on the camera. Chef Life, welcome. 420. I went and changed the fuse, but still no power. Fuse on amp changed as well. Checked everything but remote wire, but other amp is working on same wire. I have no idea what you're talking about. I assume you have a problem and you were trying to solve it, but I don't know what the problem. It was kind of like bringing me in the middle of the story. Hang on, I'll give it a tilt. Wait. Over here doing the tip. This magnet will definitely keep this thing up here. Let's kind of back it up because it's going to go up. You hold on to that, Bones. You be still here. Put your hand right there. Right there. Nope, that's not going to work. Your arm is a frail. No. There. I think we're stable. I think we are stable. But that's a good 2 fingers of surround. Nice fat. The cone's bigger, harder. It's a real beaut, guys. It's a real beaut. That's going to be in the wall. That's a big old surround for a 15. It almost makes the whole thing look like it's a 10 or something because the surround and the dust cap are so large. It's kind of strange how that works. Let's see here. So that is what the face looks like. That is what the face looks like. I recently brought a Walmart AGM. The regular lead acid battery was 140. The AGM version was 180. I'm like, hell, give me the AGM. Yeah, well, I mean, it's an improvement for sure. The problem with any acid chemistry, though, is it just it can't hold the voltage very high, and that's where it gets lots of amperage, but the amperage is down into the voltage. What happens is your voltage drops. Your amperage will keep coming from a lead acid battery, but the voltage drops, and once the voltage falls, that means it needs more power, more amperage to get the same amount of wattage, and so that's where the AGMs fall apart. You have to have so many of them to be able to keep up the voltage high enough to where you're not cooking amplifiers. So yeah, running AGM batteries can kill your amplifier. I know it sounds dumb, but I'll explain that. So running AGM batteries means that your voltage will fall, which means your amplifier, still trying to produce its power, will pull more current. More current means you heat up the intake parts of the amplifier where that current's coming in, those connections are made, and that stuff can kill your amplifier. Running a higher voltage is overall going to be less heat, less current, and everything, and still give you the power you want, if not more. That's why voltage matters so much. Is just 1 volt can change it from, say a 100 amp pull to 120 amps or 110 amps. It's a big difference dropping a volt. Um, whew. Okay. Let's see the box for that, I think. Yes. Yes. It's a big old subwoofer. They were. Jason, they were. They were $300-400. Some still are much more. That's what she said. Yeah. Oh, I got you. Okay. So if you've got a problem, let me think. What'd you say? Check your ground cable. Check your power connections, your ground connections. Check the thing that you think you don't need to check. Your turn on wire. Check that too, because all of those things can absolutely cause problems. And if you think you don't have a problem here and you say, okay, I don't need to check that because I know that's okay, guarantee you that's where the problem is going to be. So we're going to get the camera set back up. So yeah, whenever you eliminate all the things that you think is a problem, check the things that you don't think is a problem, because it's somewhere. See, if you're talking to me, my brand is Slapz. I'm a big fan of Slapz. I do have some Hyanka gear. Let me show you, if you guys can't see it, I'll aim my little camera thing. Up there, that top one is a B2 DSP, and then I have a Slapz Mini 4 160 down there, and then there's a Hyanka 1500 subwoofer amp. That's what my studio gets its sound from. That's what I use for all of my at-home entertainment goes through that thing. That's my amplifier. That's my giant Bluetooth speaker, and it utilizes a 15-inch Hyanka over there on the floor and 2 Hyanka Marine speakers for my mids and highs. It's a 3-speaker setup. It'll blow your freaking mind if you're ever over here. You'll be like, wow. It sounds good. It sounds real good. Jason is going to try to help you. That's good. See, somebody's always going to be looking out. Red pill. Okay, I like off topic. The plumber. Fuck you, man. I hope you and Bayside 91 put together a subscriber meet sometime. That'd be cool. The only downside is he lives over in Carolina, and that's kind of a long ways away. At this point, it'd probably be, yeah, definitely. And it would probably definitely be an audio event. That's about the best we could hope for. Because, like I said, both of us, we live a long ways from each other. Of course, he is a truck driver, but he mostly drives kind of a local-ish route, so he doesn't really get over this way. If he was over the road and come out this way, we could definitely hook up somewhere and do an event. That'd be really cool. I like the guy. He's a great guy. Power wire and all tight. Need a light power thing. See if power is going through it. Just guessing. All that power motor place. I don't know. Man, I'm more of a picture person. I have a hard time turning words into images. I'm more of a look at it kind of guy. Jason's helping you though. Jason, or Chair Life says, I just found the channel, but I love car audios. I'll be around. Love it. love it loud, and gotta have bass, man. Me too, man. Me too. I need a bass. I need a little bass injection every day to keep me moving. Um, yeah. If you're mechanical, I have built my own lithium using lead 60 cells from battery hookup. Cells are 20 torr, yeah, and good for that stuff. And trunk under lithium. Yes, I do recommend trunk under lithium. If you can build your own banks, go for it. The only downside is, and there are downsides, and I'll tell you mine that I've seen. The obvious one is the obvious one. The first one is, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what do you know what you're doing? That's a big one. Because you add the thing in, you put the bolts in, and voila, it's done, and it makes power. Fine, but did you use big enough bus bars? Did you use the right type of conductivity? Did you use the right type of connectors? Did you use Loctite? Did you use a battery balancer? Did you use the right battery balancer? Are you using anything to manage the power output? If not, can those handle whatever you're going to put them at? Have you tested them to failure? Have you tested each individual cell to failure? Have you tested the bus bars to failure? Have you tested the case that you're putting those in to failure? Okay. Trunk under lithium does all of that. Now, the next part of that is you are buying the lead 60 cells. Where do they come from? Are they secondhand cells? Were they the best cells of the bunch when they were tested? Were they the worst cells of the bunch when they were tested? Were they okay cells? What was the lifespan on them? How were they treated? All of these questions are important, and trunk under lithium answers all these questions. He pays more for the best of everything, and that's why I deal with him. Unless you're going to do all the crap that Brandon and the guys do to test that stuff, and I mean test the hell out of it, you don't know what you're dealing with. You may have something great, you may have a bomb. Okay. That's why I recommend trunk under lithium, because I know you're going to get a product that's going to work perfectly, going to be thoroughly tested and well designed and well put together, and an enclosure that's going to take a tremendous amount of abuse without failing. These are reasons why I go that route. That's my take on it. Yeah, and the warranty. That's a thing. Brandon does honor his warranty as well. So, and he does honor a warranty, even if he tells you, even if you've done something and say, well, there's not going to be a warranty, whatever, or if you've done something to it, or you traded for it, or you bought it from somebody else, Brandon's covers everything. He always does. He goes out of his way to cover people having problems, even if it's their fault, even if it's something stupid that they did. He's really good about that. And I know, because I've seen a whole lot of interactions with him and customers. I know how he does. It pisses him off when he can't help someone, or when he tries to help them and they, I don't know. He takes it real seriously. It's something he thinks about. So I'm a big fan of that, and good people. We're talking about side batteries for car. Essentially, yes. Side batteries is it's kind of become the main battery now. The one under your hood is kind of the side battery these days. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, those 60 were BMW EV cells. Got dumped on China after BMW pulled the plug on their EVs last year. Yeah, exactly. So, but then again, all of those things that I said were all relevant. So is the box more important than the sub? Yes, it is. The box is more important than the sub. The box is more important than the amp. The box is more important than just about any part of that. It's, I would say, man, and it depends on once the power starts going up, different things take relevance. But for overall, for someone starting out in it, kind of, the box is probably the most important element of your build. Really, it's very, very, very important. Franklin, something. Frank says box pays a used part. Yeah, it's like it's most of it. So the thing is, you get to a certain point with the box. After that, then you're going to need a subwoofer. Well, you're going to need you're going to need more power. And so as you go up in power, you have to have a sub that can handle that power, right? So these things all kind of come up together, and then you got to have enough power to supply the amplifier to supply the subwoofer. And you still have to maintain control of that subwoofer with the box. It all starts to come up together. But in the very beginning, the box is going to be the biggest gain. And then it's going to be probably amplifier. Then it's going to be power to supply the amplifier. And then they all start coming up together. But the box is going to give you the biggest boost. It's one of the most important things. It's also the easiest thing to screw up. So there's so many horrible boxes sold on the internet for generic general purpose use, and none of them are worth nothing. They're all junk, every one of them. Even if they may be made well, they're not going to play with your sub very well unless they're specifically made for that subwoofer. They're all junk. Maybe it's what you got to work with. If you're trying to put a big sub in a very tiny place, it's not going to sound good, but there's only one box that'll fit it. That's a thing you have to work with, but it should be better off with a smaller sub and the proper size enclosure. You're going to get more output out of it. What the best advice is? Find someone or pay someone that knows how to design shit to set you up or to teach you, because everything else is just going to cost you a ton more money, and you're likely never to get what you're trying to get. Start out by paying a designer to start the stuff and get it going. It's money well spent. You're going to get a box that's built properly. And then you're not buying it twice. You're not having to get another one made because that one sucked. You know what I'm saying? Spending money logically, or spend the time learning and then do it yourself. Either way, you want to put knowledge first, whether you pay for it or whether you pay to get it, or whether you just spend the time trying to get it yourself and build it yourself. Knowledge is the first thing you want to go into it with, because that's going to sort all the rest of the stuff out. The lack of knowledge is going to get expensive and dangerous. Joe said the box is 80% of the build. I agree. Chef's Life said, I got a 2024 Camry. Want to put one sub in, I think. What recommended ported box? One that fits the sub. I don't know what sub it is. You got to start with the way to do this. The order of operations. Okay, that I'm a big fan of order of operations. The order of operations is learn first, and once you've learned something, if you want to jump right on into the building part, you should probably spend about that much more time learning some more shit. But assuming you're just going to dive in, the order of operations is to find out what enclosures, what subwoofers fit in the amount of airspace that you're willing to sacrifice in your vehicle. What enclosure fits in the amount of airspace that you want to sacrifice in that vehicle. Once you've got that kind of thing figured out, you can start looking at different subwoofers and see how much air volume each of those subwoofers require. And of course, you can only, if you do the measurements and all that stuff in there, and you come up with an outside measurements to a box, you can just sacrifice, like, say, 40% of that number, check it right off. So you can only use about 60% of that space that you think you have for the actual air cushion for the driver. Everything else is going to get sucked up by all the other stuff. So if you see that you've got 5 cubic feet of airspace and there's trunk, just assume that you've got 3 cubic feet of airspace in that trunk, because that's what you're going to wind up with once you build all the stuff that you need to do. Now you go, okay, I got that much, and you look around, what kind of subs can I get to work in that airspace? Then you find the sub that fits in that, and then you start putting all those pieces together, and you find someone or learn that can do or teach you or learn how to build an enclosure to fit that together in that vehicle. You say, well, how much power does this combination need? Whatever subs I'm running, however many there are, how much power does it need? Okay, well, I need to find an amplifier that can provide that power. I recommend going with a little more output of an amplifier than what your subs can actually handle. So if your subs are rated at 1,000 watts, I would recommend going to like a 1,500 watt amplifier. It's going to stay cleaner up in the high end of that 1,000 watt range. You can dial that dial back a little bit and keep it nice and low. You're not going to clip as easy, and it's going to have more dynamic room. Then you say, well, how much amperage do I need to feed that amplifier? Well, then you're going to, 1,000 watt amplifier, you're going to be able to need to RMS it about 500 amps. Now, or excuse me, about 100 amps. 100 amps. Sorry about that. I said 500 amps. Holy but Jesus. Anyway, 100 amps. 1,000 watt amplifier would usually work okay off of a good solid stock electrical system. But that's about the end of it. After that, you start to have to really make changes to that. But you got to make sure you can deliver that 100 amps constantly to that amplifier. So everything upgrades all the way back, and then you go, well, if you're doing that, that stock system will be okay. You go to a 5,000 watt amplifier, you're looking at 500 amps. You're definitely going to be upgrading the electrical system. So then you have to extend that reach on into the engine bay, possibly putting in a high output alternator, adding a second front battery, or a good trunk under lithium battery in the back by the amplifier to supplement that charging system. All this stuff builds and builds and builds, and so it is. But you start with figuring out how much airspace you have in the area you want to sacrifice, and you build from there. That's literally the first question. Joe says, per Joseph Hoffman, the Hoffman's iron law. Yeah. It's extension, volume, and power. So you can't have low extension and have a small box. Basically, okay, of all those three, you always lose one. So if you have a small box and you have low extension, you're using a lot of power. If you have a small box or a big box and low extension, you don't have to use much power, but you have a big box. If you want it, you have to take away one. You don't get to keep all three. The wording is wrong, but that's the point. So, yeah, there you go. The wording's all messed up, but you guys get the idea. You can't have the best of all of them. If you're going to get an extension out of a small box, you're going to need a lot of power. If you want to not use very much power, you're going to need a big box, and you can get lows. If you're going to run a small power and a small box, you're not going to have lows. That's all of it. Photospastic memory. That's good. So should get it built if we can't do it properly to speed. Yes. To spec. Exactly. You're going to gain. You're going to gain from that. It's a good investment. Stu, what's up, Stu? Glad you could join us. That's my birthday. That's my birthday. Oh, man. No more quoting. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Let's see here. Chef. Okay. Let's read what Jason had to say. Chef, I recommend you find a local car audio shop with folks you can get along with. They can help with those questions. Yes. 100%. That's a great recommendation. The thing is, the best investment you can make is in knowledge. And if you're not going to acquire the knowledge yourself, you need to pay for somebody else's knowledge, because that's going to keep you from making stupid, costly mistakes after that. So investing in someone's knowledge is the best investment you can make. No shit. Jason said, I gotta leave. You slacker. Have a good night, Jason. Let's see here. support it for sure. Need that bass. Yeah, baby. I'm all about the bass. Uh, yeah, it depends what you're trying to do. AGM has a lower internal resistance, and it's not gassy. It's not a gassy old man that sits over there and keeps his mouth shut. So you can put it inside, and it can also it can't really spill them. They're spill proof, so there's lots of advantages. Still working with that lead acid though, and that the ability to take in power quickly and get it out quickly. AGMs were the thing for a long time. That was what everybody was running. But oh my God, they're freaking heavy, monstrously heavy. It takes my trunk under lithium battery is the 10K V1 that I have. I can put two fingers on the sides and pick it up with two fingers. It's like that. Okay. That battery literally took the place of 7 AGM batteries. And all that weight and everything. Yeah. Yeah, it did. It took the place of 7. And it holds voltage higher too. Chef, I don't know, Chef Life 420. That name. Had many systems, but I bought stuff first. Now I want the nice car. Exactly. And that's where you mess up. You go start buying a bunch of crap and not knowing what you're doing. There's a real good chance that even if you manage to use all the stuff that you bought, you're not going to be happy with what you get. And it's going to cost you a lot to use it. Had you went and just found out and learned first and then bought things second, you would have spent less money, less time, and you will end up with a better result in the end. That's the thing. But what you have to buy first is something that you can't see, and that's knowledge. It's hard for people to break into that. 40-36 between the rear shock towers, a good starting point. Yeah. Yeah, excellent. So that's where I'm lost. 420, where you live. Franco Quaid's gonna come hook you up. Had dimming headlights my whole life. Yeah, those capacitors are all crap. Super capacitors and ultra capacitors are completely different. They're actually really good. But those 1 farad, 2 farad, 10 farad, 15 farad, whatever caps are a complete waste of money for pretty much everything anybody tries to use them for. They are not going to do any of that. They have a specific use case, and nobody uses them for what they're designed for. Yeah. Let's see here. Stu said, wow, I was streaming like 10 minutes behind. Oh, man, no, you're like an hour off, dude. We've been going for like an hour when you popped in. You're a slacker. Let's see here. I want deep bass. And you need to make sure you got plenty of airspace for that sub and not choking out a bunch of subs. That's where you get the deep bass, is having lots of airspace for the sub you're using, not putting a giant sub in a tiny box. That's a bad thing. Franco Quaid said, when you say trunk thunder in the back, when you say trunk thunder in back, what are you running in stock location? Okay. And me running a stock location, I'm running an AGM battery. However, my AGM battery is not part of the same circuit as my trunk thunder lithium is. It can be. I have it set up with a connecting point with a breaker that I can close and connect both those systems together. But 99.9% of the time, they're totally separate. 2 separate alternators, 2 separate batteries, 2 separate electrical systems, for one for my vehicle and one for my stereo. Um, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have a big, I forgot what it is. It was a really wicked badass battery. I forget what it is now. I want to say it was a high end interstate battery. I can't remember for sure, but I have a really nice AGM battery under the hood that handles my vehicle's needs on its own alternator, which is a 300 amp alternator for the vehicle. And then I've got a 370 amp alternator running on my trunk under Lithium 10K version 1 that handles all of my audio system, that one battery back there. So there's that. But they can be run together. It just lowers my resting voltage a tiny bit. Stu said, so I learned this week on my quest for information that grounding amps to the rear battery bank instead of the chassis is the way to go. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. 100%. That's how I roll. So the sub that I showed, yeah, Slapz, man. I'm all about them, dude. They rock hard. I love it. I've got the whole, like I said, I've got a whole vehicle that slaps audio. I have a slap bill. I slap it. I slap it. I don't slap it as much as I did when I was younger, but you know. Slacker life for the win. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see here. Where's Joe? Joe Berserker, yeah. Jeff, where you put it? The trunk under Lithium? That's tricky. You have to have a location. If you're running the average vehicle, you know, you've got amp and sub and box probably in your trunk or in your hatch. You would probably locate the trunk under Lithium battery really close to your amplifier. You want the power run from the battery to the amplifier to be as short as you can get it, within reason. And then you'd run the power back from the front of your car back to that battery, and then hook it to the battery, and then from the battery to the amplifier. That's the proper way of doing it. That's how I'm set up. But depending on how your mounting setup is, it's going to dictate where exactly that battery goes. Somewhere out of the way, inside the car, in the passenger compartment. That's how it works. It can be anywhere. It doesn't need to be able to vent or anything. So you want to protect the terminals from shorting out and stuff like that. But other than that, you get you wherever you put it, as long as it's inside the car. Electrically, though, you want it close to the amplifier. Rob Richards. I got two. Rob says, oh shit, here we go. Rob done opened it up. He's done stepped up on the soapbox. Said, I got two version 2s for my wife's Audi. I took your word for it. They are the best budget subs. Yep. So if you wasn't here earlier, I had one sitting on my desk. It made my damn pacemaker start beeping at me because the magnet was too close. And I made a point to carry that sucker down by my waist coming in here, but when I set it up on the desk and I got about 8 or 10 inches away from it, it got close enough that it pissed off my little computer over there in the window. Blah, blah, blah. They are the best on budget subs. Should have them playing next weekend. Definitely let you know how it goes. I'll be looking forward to it. I haven't had mine in yet. I got 3 of them, and I've still got some stuff to do to that box. Boy, it's going to get nasty, though. It's going to be so nasty. And the videos will come up, guys. But if you haven't already slapped the subscribe button, you might want to do that. And hit the like button. Likes are good. Likes make me happy. I'm happy when I'm liked. Everybody loves to be liked and likes to be loved. Slapping, Joe Berserker said. Even though your batteries are on a separate circuit, do you have them all grounded? Yes, they're all grounded to the same point. The frame is a common ground. And yes, um, Rob Richards said, "Happy birthday, brother! Happy birthday to me too." Thank you. My sister called earlier, and I had my nieces in the background. Both my nieces were like, "Happy birthday!" And I'm like, "Happy birthday to y'all too." Yeah, that's good stuff. Uh, slap, slap it, baby. Just slap it. Just slap it. Um, all right. You guys have any more questions for me? I'll wait around for another minute or two. I got work to do. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Now hold on. Don't leave yet. I'm gonna show y'all something. Hang on. Y'all gonna get. I got it up. It's up and ready to play. I haven't made this live yet. I haven't even finished doing anything to it yet. But y'all be the first ones to see this video. So bear with me a second. Oh, my mug is on here too. All right, hold on. Where's my button at? Y'all. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna do it. I might lose audio for a minute. Hopefully, we can retain audio. So if the audio sounds like hot garbage, I apologize, but at least it'll be listenable. So give me just 1 second here. Screen share. Boom. All right, we ought to have both audios now. Give me just 1 second. Look at my mug. Oh, look at that mug. Look at that mug. All right, here we go, guys. Check this video out. Y'all hear the audio? Before I continue, can y'all hear the audio for that? I want to make sure the audio is coming over. Anybody? Did y'all hear the audio when I started that video? I want to make sure you have audio before I leave you hanging. Okay, thank you, Sue. I'll see if I can sort that out. Give me a second. Just wanted to check. Let me try this again. I think this will fix it. This should get us audio. Let's try again. All right, so we're getting audio now? No, we're not getting audio. Why is that not working? Did y'all hear any of that? Okay, no. All right, thank you. I'm gonna try a new one. I'm just gonna open up a new screen. See if I can get it to work. This is pretty cool. Screen. That's not the right screen. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing anyway? Maybe this is it. Let's try making that big. Why won't it show? Edit name. No. Remove source. Okay, we'll do that. And then we'll add it again. Do. You know, you never know how shit's gonna go. You just never do know. I have one backup plan. So if I fail, I have a backup plan to the failure. It's just not ideal. Screen share, entire screen. Oh, that's what I need to do. Hold on. I think we got it this time. You got to wait for that button to finish doing its thing. I'm going to set it to screen. Oh yeah, we're doing weird shit now. All right. Yeah, that's better. Ain't nobody stopping me. Guys, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chris's whole layout and where it's currently at, and figuring out what we need to do to improve it, or if we need to improve it, and see what's going on. Let's check it out. All right, Chris, under the hood, what do you got for an alternator? Is that stock?
No, that is a 370 amp aftermarket Autotech alternator and it's rated at 14.8 charging voltage.
So you're doing 14.8, 370. Okay.
When I start it up in the morning, it reads out 15, and it stays 15 for like an hour and a half.
Getting good voltage back to the back, that's for sure. Terminals look real nice.
That's thanks
well set up.
These terminals and the shrink wrap, and the wiring process is. I did all this wiring at this design, but if it wasn't for Richard, I wouldn't have none of these terminals. I wouldn't have been able to make it look clean.
He hooked you up with all the stuff and everything?
Yes. Richard hooked me up with all the terminals.
Richard is the man. That's nice work, man.
And he helped me run all my wires.
That's good. That means that this is all solid up here. I like this. Now that run goes to the back, right?
This goes to the back, and I've got a ground right here that goes to the back.
So you're running the ground from the battery and the positive all the way back on alt gauge both.
One aught welding wire. Yep.
One alt. Okay, good deal. I like that. Overall, I think that's clean. And I think that's solid.
And both me and Richard ran. So we ran this wire back. It's running down my frame.
Yeah.
All the way down this part of my frame right here, the passenger side. It's zip tied all the way down. And it's zip tied all the way up.
That's good. He made sure that the wiring was safe and solid all the way to the back.
Yep.
Sweet.
And he zip tied all the way up to right here. We'd like double and triple zip tied and make sure it wasn't moving. And then we drilled 2 holes.
Right.
Under this wood. You can't see it.
Right. You got grommets in there?
Yes, they got waterproof, 2 waterproof grommets.
2 waterproof grommets. So you got a power and a ground coming through there.
Yep. And they're
grommeted from all the way from the front to the back.
Yep.
Sweet.
And they're coming up through that little hole right there.
Gotcha.
In between the batteries.
And then going into these batteries. Now the battery situation. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the batteries?
So hold on, let me go over to the side.
Look at that box, man.
I'm running a Trojan Overdrive AGM Group 31 102 amp hour, 12.8 volt batteries. One of them's bad.
So this is definitely your weakness right here. This is your weak spot.
Yeah, I'm dying without it. I started smelling coil earlier though. You could smell them.
Well, they will smell if you bang on them hard. You start smelling, they back off, man. You know, you have to throttle things.
Yep. I turned it down as soon as I started smelling stuff. I turned it way down, not off, because if you turn it off, you don't want to cook them by sitting them
just
still.
Pay attention to them. You know, you're beating on them, feel level. If they start feeling pretty warm on them dust caps, then back off on it for a few minutes. You know, you always got to keep that in mind. Now he's been working on stuff. But it looks like you got rid of those, and you did this the right way. You've been out there busy.
Yeah.
You've been out there busy, so I like this. I like this.
100%. 100%. Except for this box, these subs being wired on the inside. 100% of this was done with Richard.
Yeah.
I didn't do it without him.
Yeah. He did a bang up job.
And without both of you, I could not be sitting where I'm sitting.
Well, I appreciate that, and I know Richard does too. That is a monster sub box.
It is, man.
I love it.
We got to finish sanding.
I wonder who helped do that, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Some guy, some fucking weird, some weirdo named Gary.
Yeah, some weirdo named Gary.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking here. How much wattage are we trying to do? 8,000 watts?
I'm not going to be able to push that because it's at about, I don't know, 75% efficiency.
Yeah. Well, the point I'm
it's 8,000 watt amp sundown, 8001D.
Right. Which is a great little amplifier. Nothing wrong with that. And you got a nice little matching set over there.
Yeah. This is my sundown 1250 SIA that I'm going to be running on my door speakers.
Yeah. So you got a nice little matching amplifier set up. I like that. So what I see is the batteries being AGM is definitely your weakness. See, here's the thing about these batteries is they're only able to pull about 200 amps out of them at one time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can only put in you can only put in and put out about 200 amps total with these two batteries, if they're both perfect. This thing is going to need a minimum of about 400 amps, half of its amperage.
Yep.
So the batteries literally cannot keep up with this amplifier.
Yep.
Even if they're perfect.
So my resting voltage is right there at 13.2.
13.2?
Yeah.
That's across both batteries. Well, they should be the same.
That's across both batteries.
Yeah, they're both on bars.
I haven't checked my front resting voltage yet. I believe it's 13.6, 13.1, something like that.
The bars are okay.
I need 2 more batteries.
But, well, you need lithium, man. That's what you need.
So I found out that I can get a C-Max banks like this long for $400.
C-Max is a higher voltage though. You're not charging high enough voltage to charge C-Max.
I can't charge at 14.8?
No. They rest at like 15 volts.
Okay.
So you need to be charging at like 16 volts to run
So
C-Max.
I have to turn the alternator up.
Well, there's a whole lot of other things. I'm not sure if that alternator would even turn up. But, Chris has overcome a lot of adversity and made great strides toward becoming a really awesome person. And his hard work and dedication in changing his life and making big improvements in his life has inspired me to go the extra mile and make sure that this boy has the power he needs to make this system bang. Yeah, he don't know yet. The point is, you definitely need batteries, and that's going to be the next. I think that's really the only weakness you have. Well, no.
And I have to run another power wire back here from up front. Maybe. Maybe not.
For
I don't
what?
know. I don't know what.
Oh, for extra.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, man.
For current.
You've only got to have enough power wire coming from the front to carry the power that's coming from that alternator.
I'm only running one out.
So you're running a single alternator.
Yeah.
That's 370 amps.
Yeah.
At most, it's going to be pushing 370 amps out of that, or allowing it to pull. The batteries are going to pull it out. So with a 370 amp alternator, you're on the edge of not having enough power wire running from the front to the back. You're on the edge. I usually say about 300 amps per alt gauge wire.
Yeah.
So you're just a little above that. And since your batteries back here are definitely not keeping up with this amplifier, that means that this amplifier is pulling that full 370 amps from the alternator back here. And so adding another power wire coming back here might be the fruitful thing to do.
Yeah.
But as one part of it, this is the little stuff, and something you can consider is running your ground back here that you run back here. You could change it to where both of those two wires are positive wires. Okay. And that way you can, and then you can go
ground to the frame, ground to the body.
Yes, sir. So that's one option to help without dumping a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? But the other thing is these batteries are just not going to keep up with this. Yep. Even if they're both perfect and both brand new. And if you're running 4 of them, you might barely be able to keep up. Just barely, if they're all in good shape. It's going to be really tight because you're looking at 300 to 400 amps of continual throughput for those 4 AGMs. Yep. And this guy here, cutting the power in half, is still looking at 400 amps, with peaks much higher than that. So I really don't think that 4 AGMs is going to do your job. I had a 8,000 watt amp in the Tahoe, and I was running 8 big AGM batteries, and they just kept up, and that was 8. So I don't think this can work 100%. So we need to work on the battery thing. It's where it gets good, guys. This is before we've done anything to it, just putting the box and subs in.
Better. 147.1.
Yeah. Now put it on about 44. You got to find your peak in here.
3, 2, 1.
Crank it.
I got 0.2 dB on that.
Already?
Yeah.
Pump at 43 again.
Alright.
Yeah. Hit it again. I want to hit it. 143.
2, 1.
That's it. All right, now bring it down to like a 42. We're gonna get more power out of it whenever we see where's the strongest part is. It's going to be right in that area. I know this because I have one. I know where it hit. Same. So go down to a 41. 147.4. Go down to a 41. Now I got the window open over here. That's the key. And let me open up the door this time. Watch the difference it might make. That bottle just fell off the hood. The bottle fell off the hood.
43, 44, 42, 43.
So go back to a 43 with the door open, and let's see what it does over here. Remember, short burps because we don't want to heat the coils up and shit. We want to keep them cool so we can test.
Yeah, hold on. Turn the volume up so I can pause it.
Yeah. Oh, that instant hit's bad. You want to roll into it. So start it playing and then roll the volume.
3, 2, 1.
See, it went up to a 5.
147.5.
147.5 just from opening the door.
Sounded like shit's fucking falling apart.
Well, yeah, that's because it is. But you saw that 47.5 because the door's open.
Yeah.
That changed it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's a more or less legal spot. The only thing is, we reversed it. We got it on the driver. Normally, it would be over here on the passenger, and you'd have the driver door open. You know.
3, 2,
Hold
1.
on. Hold on a minute. Let's leave the door open and try playing like
Got
that.
24 right here.
Oh, that's low. Come on, crank it up.
I'm hitting 140.
Oh,
140, 142.2.
A 142 at 24 hertz?
Yeah.
Those subs are totally staying loaded too. They're not unloading at all. Play like a 22 hertz.
22?
Yeah. Yeah, I said 22, baby. Bring it. I knew that port was low. Play a 22 and creep it up. Let's shake this shit.
3, 2, 1.
That's solid. What did we hit up here?
I didn't look.
You gotta look. You gotta watch the meter. Crank it up again. See
It's
what it goes
22
up.
hertz.
Yeah.
That's smelling. You smell
Yeah,
it?
I know.
Oh, that's my exhaust.
Yeah. He's smelling his exhaust system.
That's 142 1 at 22 hertz.
At 22 hertz. I wouldn't go any lower than that.
No.
But yeah, that's solid, bro. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, understand this. That amplifier is basically running off of one AGM battery, pretty much. And it's not getting anywhere near the power it needs to run. So he's going to gain quite a bit just getting the electrical straightened out, getting the rest of that took care of, which is basically getting a good lithium battery back there, losing those bus bars, running some heavy copper wire over there. He's going to gain. The amplifier itself is set way below clipping. It's not set at clipping, it's set way below clipping. The system he had in there before, which is where the amplifier was set to clipping at, was completely different. And it was set up, it's got a lot of gain left in it. So there's an easy 150 in this thing. But as you guys are pointing out in the comments, yeah, it's a rattle trap, man. The whole damn thing shakes. The hood shook so much that that bottle slid off the hood. It's kind of crazy, man. It's really crazy. So we're going to do a lot with his vehicle, and I've already told him that he's probably going to wind up pulling that headliner and sound deadening the crap out of that roof just to stop it from vibrating, because it's one big humongous piece of floppy metal, and it's just letting it go. The roof panels were actually hitting. They're actually hitting the roof rack. They're a slap against the roof rack outside. It's just stupid. And those are the V1s, guys. That's the V1s. Let's see what she's talking about in the comments. I want to comment. I wanted to let the video play so you guys could see it. Richard, yeah. Richard, he's got a 160 build, and I've had him in videos before. His van, he's in several videos. His van's in several videos. But yeah, he's got a nasty 160 van. He did a real good job helping him and working through the electrical system upgrades and all that to get all that done. He's just lacking in batteries back there. So yeah, Richard for the win, 100%. And Team Savage Sounds is a big deal because we all help each other. One of our teammates, Dustin, is the one that designed that enclosure. And then me and Chris got together and built the enclosure. And Richard helped him with the electrical all the way from front to back. It's all teammates. It's all teammates from our team that are participating in helping him get that thing up and running. Chris has had a rough life. He's been through some bad stuff, and he's made lots of bad decisions himself. And he's passed all that. And he's improved his life by leaps and bounds. He's a very, very, very pleasant person to be around. He's very respectful. He works his butt off every single day. He's a good guy. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. I am going to help him with that lithium situation. So that's my thing. I'm going to do that. So he's going to get took care of. And I'm going to help him with the other stuff. I can't do all of it, but I'm going to try to do some of it, and I'm going to teach him how to do it. That's the most important part. I don't just do it for him, and everybody's the same way. We're not just doing the stuff for him. We're making him do it mostly, or at least teaching him along the way so he learns as well as gets a cool vehicle. I think knowledge is the most valuable thing that we possess. No matter what happens to you in life, no matter where you find yourself, no matter what situation you find yourself in, having knowledge is something no one can take away from you. And knowing how to do something or how to make something can save your life. So anyway, I could go down the whole rabbit hole about that. Joe Berserker said, you're going to go to audio shows. Yeah, we definitely do that. That's a big part of our life right now. So yeah, absolutely. Chef said that thing's a window breaker. Yeah. And one of the things that'll break a windshield quicker than anything is a floppy rearview mirror. That sucker will tear up a windshield and make your life miserable extremely quick. So we got to do lots of things in this vehicle. Rob Richards said my SSA Team Evil 18s came in a wood crate along with the foam and 3 cardboard boxes. Yeah, and I like that. That's cool. That's cool. Um, let's see here. Good here. SSA cares about the products, no doubt. Um, if it's a 95, Stu said if it's 95 to 99 GM, stuff will fall apart. Yeah. I tried to get him to build a wall. I really wanted him to build a C-pillar wall. I told him he needs to build a C-pillar wall. He's going to like it better. But he wanted that windshield. He wants to be in that class, and I feel you. You know, all that stuff. I understand. But yeah, you got to pay the price to run a box instead of a wall. You're going to shake the body all to crap. Joe said, Stu, LOL, those vents and headliner coming down. Yeah, no doubt, dude. That was a lot of movement back there. Just hope those 410s stay in the roof if they're still there. 410s, 410s, 410s. I don't know what the 410s is. Are you talking about the little speakers mounted in the back there, in front of the back, over the back window, and the headliner? If you are, they are there and they are playing. He actually uses those. He likes them. I'm of the opinion that it won't be long before they'll be coming out because that subwoofer is not going to be friendly to them for real. So yeah. Man, I need to build a box for my 218s. Yeah, right. Does it not? It gets contagious, right? You see it and you're like, man, I got to get off my ass and do that. You know, that's the inspiration. And that's what this young man and his friends and stuff have been coming over. We're getting, and I've got another build coming. It's going to be 212s and a trunk of a car for another guy. So we're going to be doing a build for him, a charity build. Everybody's kind of pitching in and getting the stuff he needs, and we're going to make it happen. I work with, or I'm helping and volunteering with a little bit with a local halfway house for people that are recovering from life decisions that were not so good, and I found a lot of good love in this environment, and we're going to be doing a lot more work with these people. So there you go, man. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Let's see here. Yeah, the very rear roof, 6.5 and all 4 doors. Yeah. I caught up. I figured out what you're talking about. I forgot that they had those stupid little scrawny speakers, but yeah, they're still there. They actually replaced them, I think, and put some newer ones in there. I'll have to dig into that on camera at some point. Said the factory 4x10s had tweets mounted in them, angled at almost 90 degrees forward. Oh, that's cool. I can dig it. I personally don't like rear stage, but I'm not everybody. No, I don't like those bus bars. I mean, they're aluminum bars. They're technically thick enough, but the problem with a bar is, okay, I'm going to explain why I don't like that setup where you mount bars to the batteries. So you got your bar, okay? It's doing this. And you got your batteries. They're doing this also. Okay, they're like two different planes. The bars going across, the batteries going across. And then you got a floor that it might be doing this, or it might be doing this, might be doing this. I don't know. What's it doing? So you've got a stiff bar. You've got semi-stiff batteries. They can kind of wiggle and move. And the floor that's semi-stiff. And all of those things can kind of move. And the bar doesn't want to do that. So if an alignment going through a hole is a little bit like this or like this, you could wind up with a weak connection and you can get arcing. And bars they just do that. That's what they do. If you're going to make a bar be your connection, everything has to be perfect. like the floor those subs are mounted on, the system, not subs, but batteries. All of that has to be rigid, stiff, hard, and solid and straight and even. Or the bar is going to be hitting things at angles, which will make when you tighten down the nut, tightens down, it won't be flat. It'll be slightly tilted. Just slightly, but that just slightly tilted, even to your eye, it won't look tilted. But that just slightly tilted bolt or nut is only making contact in one tiny spot. The 99% of it is lifted off of the bar. That's why I don't like bars. Okay, so I'd rather have cables. A cable's got a copper connection, slide in there, it's compressed, so it's making solid connection, the flexible piece going from one to the other. No amount of jostling or banging is going to change that. No amount of misalignment is going to cause any issues. All that shit. Okay, that's why I don't particularly like bars. So hopefully you understand that. You guys with mechanical thinking brains can see what I'm talking about. That's why I'm not a fan of that style of bar. If you're mounting a bar and then you're mounting cables to it and running cables to it from both sides, that's different. When you're using a bar to connect batteries, that's where I have issues. I think I answered that for W. W said, why not? Let's see here. I asked my shop guy and do side jobs. Hell yeah. Richie got 418s for Sequoia Pride tailgate latch. Yeah, tailgate latches are a big deal. I highly suggest that what you do, if you're going to put stupid shit in the back of a vehicle like that, like what he's doing, you want to make sure that you get to your latch on the inside of the door. Find the latch that actually unlocks the door. It pulls the handle, okay? Put you a piece of string or cord, like a guitar string or something, on that and route it down around your bumper underneath the vehicle or something somewhere. Because you're inevitably going to break that latching system, and then you go to pull the handle and it won't open, and now you've got to climb over and through all that stuff and try to dig in there and pull the panels out and get in there and open that latch. You don't want to be that guy. Have you a trick wire or a string pulled somewhere that you can get to pop those doors if you have to, because you're probably going to eventually have to. Almost a guarantee. Are we still live? No. Yes, maybe. I don't know. The bars like to come off the end of the fence. They're just stock aluminum bars, stock aluminum strips, and drilled to fit perfectly. Again, I don't care for the bars on top of batteries because I explained why. Let's see here. Yep, we're live. Anything good? My boat is rigged up. Be hitting well. Soon sweet. Red Pill says, careful with those hand gestures, Gary. This is a family show. I just occasionally get an itch on my head, and the best scratching finger I got is this one. So, I don't know. I don't know what's to you. I see what you're saying about the bars. Yeah. Yeah. Throwing up gang signs. I know a bunch of gang signs. I'm not allowed to use them, though. I got respect for people that I know that are in gangs. So lots of them, actually. I have a very colorful past. Let's see here. Okay, what's Jason got to say? You can get stacked copper sheet bus bars that are flexible in the middle. Short bars, like under 3 inches long. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that too. You can make bars with 1-inch copper. Yep. Yeah, he laughed. Only that works. But yeah, that's my reason behind the bus bars mounted to batteries. You can do it and you can make it work. I've seen it work. I've seen it work well, but I've also seen it fail quite a few times for the exact same reason that I listed. And that's why I go with what works, guys. I mean, if if she screams, you did it right. Hey, let's get the duck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Out here banging up and down the street, slamming it to the ground. Big subwoofers are getting loud. You can feel the booming sound. Getting ready to go. Got it shined up for the show. Power's charging, amps are amping, gonna let the woofers blow. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. We got more at home. Another one bites the dust. Eyes are glowing and the amps smoking. Subs are cherry red. Let me keep jamming, gotta keep the bass slamming. Gonna go hard till they're dead. Full power, gotta let it go. 20 hertz in the floating air. Sparks are flying, voice coils are frying, and the smoke is in the air. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. Hey, we got more at home. Another one bites the dust.